Hello and welcome back to another Library Reads. This is what we picked this week. Okay, we actually have, we just discovered the Little Mr. Men books. I'm sure you're all familiar with these. This week the kids picked out Little Miss Chatterbox and Mr. Bump. Yeah, so that's those two. Anyway, I'm sure we're going to be checking out lots more as well of those. Then we have If, which is this one here, and Chester, which is this one here. Okay, now let's start by looking at Chester. Now, Chester is actually really, really cute book. It's very different from the usual books that we read in that the book is actually taken over by Chester the cat. So this is even with the about stuff. It's already written there. If you can see, you've got the black writing, which is from the author, and then the red writing is Chester who's taking over and editing it on there. So anyway, here we go. So she starts off by apologising for Chester and getting, for his involvement in the whole mouse story. But it's really, really cute. So the author's trying to tell the story about this little mouse, and Chester the cat is taking over, and he wants it to be a story about him instead, not about the mouse. So he cancels out the things. So if you can see the illustrations there as well, which is kind of cute. We liked those. So that's those anyway. So it's this kind of back and forth between the author trying to do the story and Chester taking over the story. So anyway, it's very, very cute. And basically in the end, you got Chester he's taken over and everything, and he starts to sort of wind up the author a bit. So she's like, okay, fine, I will write the story about you. So it starts out fine, and then he's like, oh no, oh yes. This gave the kids a really good laugh. They thought that was great as well. But then Chester gets his own back at the end there. Really, really nice. Unique. Well done. Good illustrations. The text was just right as well. The length and also the language used and things. Kids loved it. I loved it. Big thumbs up for Chester. Okay, then moving on, we have If. Now, I had no idea what this book was about when they decided to get it. I didn't actually look when we were at the library, so I only found out when we got home. But basically, it's a whole bunch of weirdness. If cats could fly, and then you got the cat with wings. And then if mice were hair. And it goes on, all sorts of other weird things. The kids particularly like the fact of frogs eating rainbows. That I don't know, kids they have these strange little things that they really like. But anyway, yeah, that came up. If music could be held. There's all sorts of different things. This kind of grossed them out. I have to say, I totally agree with them. If toes were teeth. See, she's got toes in her mouth instead of teeth. And that got lots of ew kind of comments. As did the caterpillars as toothpaste. But anyway, I won't go through the whole thing, but it's basically a whole book on if, if, And... so you get to that, and then it's at the very end, so right up to the very end, so you've got like, if hummingbirds told secrets, and then you've got, if this is the end, then dream up some more. Okay, this was actually quite good because then the kids started coming up with their own weirdness of, you know, in an alternative world, if. So it was a good conversation starter. It was very different from other books we've read and things, but it actually turned out to be a really good conversation starter. So again, this one could work pretty well if you're doing like, well, if you just want to get your kids talking more and also sort of looking at the world in a different way, then this could be interesting. Also, if you're doing homeschooling or you're teaching young kids, then this can be a good conversation starter for projects and things as well. So yeah, not bad, not bad. Very strange and some moments, but pretty good. Then, like I said, we have the Little Men, the Mr. Men books. I won't go into too much detail about these because I'm sure you all know them. The Mr. Men, and at least if you're from my generation, then you probably grew up with these. But anyway, we've got Mr. Bump, who obviously bumps into things a lot in it. So yeah, just a classic Mr. Men story there. So yeah, classic Mr. Men, as with the Little Miss Chatterbox one. My kids particularly like this. I think because they are such chatterboxes. I mean, Mr. Bump went down well. Like my little guy, he's always bumping into things, and because he's always so busy thinking about what he's got to do next that he's not really concentrating on what he's doing in the moment. So he often bumps into things. So that got him. Whereas my eldest is quite a chatterbox. So they actually picked some really good ones for those. They connected with the characters anyway. So that's those classics. We like them. Thumbs up. So there we go. That was this week's picks. Very pleased in general. Like I said, we've got Chester, If, Mr. Bump, and Little Miss Chatterbox. That's it. If you've read any of these books, maybe you remember the Mr. Men series from when you were younger. Which one was your favourite? I mean, on the back of each book as well, you have all the other Mr. Men characters. See there? So we're going to probably be going through the entire collection of those, I think, because they liked these. But yeah, if you've read any of the Mr. Men books and you have a particular favourite character from them, then please let me know what it was as well, and I'll see if I can find it for the kids, so they can check it out as well. If you've read any children's picture books like these, because these two are both very different from the standard children's picture books that you find. They both have very unique and different from each other, very unique takes on a children's picture book. Basically, if you know of any other books like these, which go a bit off the standard radar for children's picture books, then please let me know about those as well, because it's nice to see originality out there and not just your standard stories and things. So it was good and nice and thought-provoking for the kids as well. So if you have any suggestions about other books like that we should check out, then please let me know about them again in the comments below. That's it for this week. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!